I'm here this morning with Dr. Michael Munger. Dr. Munger was recently elected President-elect of the American Academy of Family Physicians at the Congress of Delegates meeting in Orlando last month. Dr. Munger, thank you for being here with us.
My pleasure.
What prompted you to get involved in your academy, both in Kansas and also nationally?
It really started with the mentorship from my residency director. Back when I was in residency, my director was Jack Stelmach, who was a past president of the American Academy. And it was at a time where family medicine was relatively new. I was in residency in the early 80s. Our specialty came to being in 1969, so we weren't even yet 20 years in. And Jack really instilled in all his residents that we had an obligation, if you will, to give to our specialty. And he said, in whatever mode that best suits you. For me, I was attracted first at the local chapter in the Kansas City area, and then moved on to state chapter and then nationally.
You've served 3 years on the AFP board.
Correct.
And you have 3 exciting years to go.
Absolutely.
How will you manage to stay involved with your practice and your patients?
That is, it's going to be interesting. When I am at home, I'm busy. And fortunately, I've been able to get most of my schedule set up for the next year, so I know when I'm going to be home. In a really interesting way, many physicians are not fond of their electronic health record, but for me, being able to stay connected through the electronic health record, it at least keeps me in touch and lets me, it's part of my daily routine to check in and see what's going on, and I can communicate with patients that way as well.
Somewhat of a follow-up. You're going to be traveling the country.
Correct.
I don't know if this is your first day visit since you were elected or not.
It is, and I'm happy to be here.
And we're happy to have you. What's the role of state chapters?
All politics is local. And I think at our national organization, we have those overarching things that we can provide for our members. But most of the needs for our members really are at the state level. What happens in the state legislature in Connecticut is not the same as what happens in Kansas. And that is really what you give to your members, is being able to be there, advocate for their interest, provide amazing CME, like you're doing here and like all the state chapters do. Also, it really helps to foster that sense of togetherness and fellowship, and provide that venue so that everyone around the state knows what's going on, gets to know each other. They all feel like they're in it together.
Great. You're going to be speaking with some students and residents later during this meeting. If you could pinpoint one message, what would your message be to them?
There's never been a better time to be a family physician than right now. With all of our dramatic changes, both in payment as well as delivery of healthcare, family physicians, family medicine is front and center in that. And they will be the leaders of the healthcare reform and the overall delivery of healthcare moving forward.
If you could snap your fingers and have it done, what might you add, subtract, or improve as it pertains to the AAFP?
If I could push meaningful payment reform, both with commercial and with federal payers, like that, I would have it done. That to me is one of the drivers that will really push our specialty forward.
You're in an elevator. You meet a prospective member. What's your pitch to them?
This organization is one that has your back. We are there. We understand. We represent members in all practice arrangements, and we advocate very strongly. We also are an amazing source for your education needs, your CME, and practice resources that will help in whether you're an independent practice or employed practice. We have a lot to offer.
Like state chapters, the American Academy of Family Physicians is never going to take a position where everyone agrees with the position they take. What would you say to a disgruntled member about a political position the AFP takes?
Well, first I think it's very important that you listen. Understand that by definition, we have some polarizing issues that half of our members will not agree with. But I think we have to continue to give the message that we respect all members, we respect all viewpoints, and at the end of the day, we want to make the decision that is in the best interest of our patients, because that's really what we're here for.
Who or what inspires you?
Honestly, my wife.
Mm-hmm.
She is someone who is very introverted, but yet she is an extremely dynamic and strong person, and she's my soulmate, and that's not even a question.
If you hosted a dinner party for 4 to 8 people, living or deceased, who would you want to attend?
I would put together a rather eclectic dinner party, I think. I would love to have, and being in this part of the country, I would love to have John Adams. I would really, he's always been somebody historically that I've been fascinated with. Sir William Osler, you know, the thought leader, and so much of what he has is still pertinent today. And then on the bit of a twist, I would love to have somebody